Hi everyone, and welcome to another slow and low karate class. Remember, our objectives, our goals in this slow and low karate class are to get everyone moving, so that we're mobile, we're active, we're doing things that are interesting and um, that we can grow as we increase our knowledge. Um, and it's just an enjoyable session. We can have fun with this, and I feel as though we're doing something useful. We're learning a system. We're being mobile and active, but also we're looking after our bodies. We're not going to have high impact. We're not going to be crashing and banging with ourselves or anyone else. Um, but all of the things we're learning are real practical karate techniques that if you applied them in an aggressive and strong way would be effective. All right, but whether you want to think of them that way or not, entirely up to you. All right, but this is nice and easy. Okay, let's bow to begin. Good, right, let's just step across, side and close each side. Remember, if I do anything in these sessions that's a little bit too energetic, a little bit too impactful for you, just tone it down. Just take it down to the level that you can do it. This is the most important thing is that you get what you need from this session. All right, now forward and back. So I'm forward, right, back, right. Forward, right, back, right. So I lead off with the same leg when I go forward as I do when I go back. Keep my knees really soft and it's just a little bit bent all the time. I'm just trying to get my body warm, get activated by using the largest muscles in my body, my legs and my bottom. Good. Alright, now we'll lead off with the other leg. So I'm leading with my left. These are nice steady ways to get active. I don't want you to be doing stuff that's bouncy or like it's too much impact on your joints. Good, alright, now let's just be light on our toes like this, just move this way. And just push your arms out gently in front of you this way. I can show this so you can see what I mean. What I'm doing is gently pushing my arms out in front of me. Sort of in a semi-punching action. Yeah, good, right, I'll just take them upwards this way. Just get my shoulders warmed up a little bit more. That's good. Alright, then so let's step back into a lunge, into this position. Bend the front leg a little bit and push your hands together. Right, so you're doing a quadruple area, both legs and both arms in your shoulders. Good, right now just change legs and keep pushing. Good. Alright, lovely, now change legs and lock your fingers and pull. Now you can put as much weight, as much forward motion into that front leg as you like. So you can be like this, as long as it's bent. You can go all the way down like this, I don't mind. Whatever's comfortable for you. And then change legs, still pulling, but pulling gently. What we're trying to do here is just to activate our shoulder muscles. Just get them engaged, get them turned on, switched on for the day. Good, right, side close again. Good, keep those knees really soft. Good, right, now stop with your legs wide like this, not too wide. And just bend one leg more than the other. Keep this one straight. And just gently stretch down to this side. And you may just feel a stretch on the inside of this straight leg. Shouldn't be too ferocious, should be nice and easy. Good, right, we'll go the other way. Good, just a little stretch down this way. Keep this foot flat on the floor at the moment. Just to find the straight leg. And just a gentle stretch in here. Good, right, let's go back the other way. So we'll bend this leg again, but this time let the toes stick up on this foot. And we'll just lean a little bit towards this front leg. Right, so this should be a hamstring stretch. You're just gently stretching the backs of your legs. But it should be gentle, nice and steady. Good, let's go the other way. So gently pull those toes up, lean down towards that front leg. Should be able to feel it just stretching down the back of your straight leg. It should be nice and easy, nothing too strenuous. Alright, lovely, good. Let's go back on our toes again. Nice and easy. Right, now what I want you to do is opposite elbow to knee. Right, so we're going to lift up our left knee with our right and touch on our right elbow and then do the opposite. This loosens up your torso a little bit as well. Nice and steady. That's good. A few more. Alright, good. Now, feet about twice as wide apart as your shoulders. Yes, so this is my shoulder width. My feet are, well, I would hopefully say about twice that much. And all I'm doing is gently squat and up again. Just really gently. I mean, I'm really not doing what we would call deep squats. Right, so all I'm doing is just letting all of my thigh muscles engage, all of my bottom muscles engage. What I'm doing, which isn't quite so obvious, I'm just holding my abdominal wall firmly. I'm not tensing it. I'm not going to make myself Trump because I'm tensing so much. All I'm doing is just gently holding that in here, just so that there's a firmness here. Because having tone in your body, having your body switched on, is it's a good thing to do. Right, so let's just go from side to side. Good, nice and easy. Just getting those knees and hips loosened up a little bit. Good. Alright, lovely. Alright, so let's do what we call opening the gate. Which lift up a knee in front of you and gently sweep it out to the side. Lift up and gently take it out to the side. Up, up, up. Nice and steady. As I said, if this is too easy, you can lift higher, swing faster. If it's too difficult, you can lift lower, swing slower. Yeah. All we need is for you to enjoy yourself and feel better after the session than you did before the session. And that's really a very, very simple goal. Now, last session, we did some blocks, didn't we? We stepped into blocks, we stepped into a block and then took another step forward. We're going to do something very similar today. We'll refresh what we did last week, and also we'll do some lower limb techniques, some simple kicks. Yeah, and remember, I think it was Bruce Lee who said that low kick is just as effective as high kick, and he is correct, of course. Kicking low, kicking to somebody's knee or their groin is just as effective as kicking to the head. However, I would say if you can kick to the head, then you have this option, this option, this option, this option, all these different heights to kick out. Whereas if you can only kick low, that's your only option. Right, so I'm a firm believer that kicking high gives you more options, but that's not really what we're after here. My point in mentioning all of this is that low kicks are effective, they're good. Right, and in a real life situation, they're very, very much what I would choose to use. I don't want to risk slipping over by kicking high. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. We'll refresh what we did last week um, with the blocks, and then we will go on to do some kicks. Alright, so if I remember rightly, we're here, set position, should be good. Now I was mirroring you, so I'm going to step with my left leg, my right leg, which will be equivalent to your left. Right, so I put my I put my left hand on top, which is your right. Step forward with my right, which is your left. and we block up like this. Good, and then if we're on the right, we step forward and do another one, and then we step back and come back to come on. Yeah? Good. Alright, so it doesn't really matter which hand or leg you start with, but what's probably easier for you is to mirror me, right? To work as a reflection of me. Alright, so I'm going to fold this way, alright, so it'll be your right hand that goes on top, step forward, block up, put the blocking hand on top, step forward, block again, put the blocking hand on top, I'm going to step backwards, block up, and come on. Okay, so this is set position, this is come on position, and from here, fold, step forward, block up, fold, step forward, block up, now we're going to move back, so fold, step back, block up, and come on. Good, well done. Alright, let's do it a couple more times this side, then we'll do the other side, and then we'll do downward block. So, fold, step forward, block up, fold, step forward, block up. Now we're going to move back, fold, step back, block up, and come on. Good, once more this side, and then we'll step forward with the other leg first. Fold, step forward, block up, fold, step forward, block up. Now we'll step back, so it's fold, step back, block up, and come on. Good, and show relax for a second. Good. Now, I think I said this last week, but let's just go over this again. With a forward stance, the idea is to have your feet, the stance, as wide apart as your shoulders. So the width from the outside of this foot to the outside of this foot needs to be approximately the width from the outside of this shoulder to the outside of this shoulder. Approximately, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit different, but approximately that. And then we're nice and balanced. Our centre of gravity stays within the bands of our stance. Yeah, so our centre of gravity is down this way. Yeah, so we're less likely to be toppled over. Obviously, if we go wider, we're less likely to be toppled over sideways, but more likely to lose our balance forwards or backwards. So shoulder width is about the right compromise. Okay, here we go. I'm going to step forward with this leg now. So, forward, step forward, block up. Good, and then we'll fold again, step forward, and block up. Good, now forward this way, step back, block up, and come on. Good, so 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 2 steps back when you come back to come on. Alright, so ready, here we go again. Forward, and if you're mirroring me, remember this hand on top, this hand blocks. Ready, step forward, block up, good, fold, step forward, block up. When we step back, forward, step back, block up, and come on. Good. Now I'm only doing 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then retreating to come on position, because I'm being very aware that I don't know how much space you have at home. And I've said to you before, what I'm trying to do is keep within 2 meters this way and 2 meters this way. Because I figure most people could get that much space in their lounge, their bedroom, their garage, their hallway, and whatever. Maybe not the hallway, but hopefully you can manage that. So 2 by 2, and that way I'll keep what I do small in whatever in terms of how much I move, and that way you'll be able to just stay with me on it. Good. All right. So let's do the same thing, but with downward block. So we're going to fold this hand on top, we're going to step forward with this leg, and we're going to sweep this hand down to block this way. Yeah, right, now from here we're going to put this hand, the one that's on our side, on top. We're going to step forward, we're going to sweep that hand down to block. Now we're going to step backwards, so it's still this hand, the one on your side that goes on top. Put the other one across your body, step back, block, and then come on. Yeah, so same as we did before. Let's talk it through slowly. So put this hand on top, other one underneath. Good, step forward, block down. Good, and then this hand folds on top, this one underneath, step forward, block down. And now we'll step back, so we'll put this hand on top, other one underneath, step back, block, and come on. Alright, well done, that's good. Now, if you're looking for the practical reasons for doing these things, then really, this is a cover. You're going, well, I'm covering up the vital parts. Honestly, you'd actually do it like this. Karate, the style of karate has become stylized. Well, all styles of karate are very stylized. I mean, that's how it is, The thing is, it would be ugly to teach people to go like this into a position and block like this. So it's made beautiful so that it's aesthetically pleasing, nice to practice, and there is some precision to it. It's a little bit like soldiers on parade, nobody expects a soldier when he's in combat to be like this, and to be marching with his arms swinging, and that's not a combat thing. But what it is, it's a discipline thing. The soldier can follow orders, he can be precise, he knows where his arms are, he knows where his legs are, he's aware of every part of his body and how to control it, how to move it, how to put it into certain positions. And therefore marching or drill or exercises when they all work together, all of those things become really useful because, as I said, it's his ability to follow instructions accurately. But I think personally that it's much more about being aware of himself, every part of himself, and also or herself, obviously, but also aware of where his colleagues are, his comrades are, and how they're going to move in relation to him. So it's him being aware of himself and also being aware of him or herself as part of a larger unit. Right? So that's the similarity. And obviously, when people march and do drill in the army, you have to sort this. And right dress, left dress, or whatever, eyes front, eyes side, and all those things are very precise. Not something that's probably going to make much difference in combat per se, but the fact that it promotes certain things in a soldier would certainly help in combat. Right, so enough explanation. Let's get back to downward blocks. Right, so set position first. Indeed. Good. Right now, this hand on top, other one across your body. Remember, that's your cover. That's your. Are you going to step in this way? Sweep the hand down to the bottom. Then we're going to put this hand on top. Step forward. Sweep down again to the bottom. Good. Then this hand goes on top. Step back. And come on. Good. We'll do one more this side and then we'll do the other leg. So this hand on top. Step forward. Block down. Good. Now this hand on top. Step forward. Block down. This hand on top. Step back. Block down. And go on. Excellent. Now we do this leg. So this hand folds on top. This leg goes forward. You can see my stance is about as wide as my shoulders. And block down this way. Now this hand on top. Step forward. Block down. Good. This hand folds on top. Step back. Block down. And come on. Good. Let's go again. Ready? This hand on top. Left leg forward. So this leg forward, block down. This hand on top. Upper one underneath. Step forward. Block down. This hand on top. Step back. Block down. And come on. Alright, good. So I hope you're getting that. And obviously you can speed it up to a comfortable speed. I would say that a good practice speed is this. So you can go Yeah, or you're getting movement, you're getting the legs to work, you're getting everything, every part of your body's engaged, your torso is upright and in tone, it's switched on, all the musculature is being used, keep your back straight, and all of these things are being activated, which is lovely, which is really good. Alright, super. So let's go on to do some leg techniques now. Good. Right, so set position. Right, so fighting stance. And what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try to stop saying left or right, because I don't really want to confuse anyone. And when we're working remotely like this, you're all at home and whatever, it doesn't really matter which leg you put in front first, does it? And I appreciate that some of you may like to mirror. You look at the screen, do the reflection, and some of you like to do as I'm doing. So when I've got my right leg in front, you want to have your right leg in front, and that's fine. And whether we don't want to get too picky over this because it's not relevant. It doesn't matter in this situation. All right, so nice stance then. Feet wide enough apart so that you're balanced. Knees soft so you can just absorb movement. You're all ready to do this. Then you can move around all different directions, and your hands are up in a nice guard. Yeah? Your torso is not tense, but activated. So you're holding yourself in this position. Yeah? Now, my hope is that when you're in this position for a little while, we do kicks or punches or whatever we do, I want you to start to think, oh, my legs are starting to feel it a little bit, my bottom's beginning to ache, my torso's starting to feel like it's working. That's good, because then we are activating, we're getting movement, we're getting exercise into your system in this nice gentle way. Alright, so soften those knees, keep your hands up. We're going to come through with a knee strike. We're going to come through with our back leg, come through here, push the knee forward, land forward, and then step back. I'll turn sideways so you can see this way. So my hands are up, knees are soft. I'm going to come through with my back leg, push this way, land, and step back. And so come through this way, land, and step back. Good, alright. Here we go then. So, I'll kick towards you, ready? One. So come through a strike, land, and step back. Two. Strike, land, and step back. Three. Strike, land, and step back. Four. Strike, land, and step back. Five. Strike, land, and step back. Six. Strike, land, and step back. Seven. Strike, land, and step back. Eight. You're keeping your hands up. You can't keep them up. 9 and 10. Good stuff. Right, change legs, switch legs. So keep those hands up. Now, some people have asked, why do you not have your hands closed? Why do you have them open? Or whatever. Well, to be honest with you, sometimes I'll have my hands closed and sometimes open. It really doesn't matter. These things, in this situation, this is what we call a freestyle technique. So when we do kicks and punches in lines, we work freestyle. It's very relaxed, and it's about you doing things in the way that suits you best. When we're more formal and we do basics, and later when we come to do kata, little patterns and movements, I will encourage you to be really precise and have your hands and feet in exactly precise positions. As I was explaining a moment ago about the soldier, because I want you to be able to be precise. When we're doing kicks and punches, what we would call in the class in line work, I don't mind whether your hands are closed or they're open. As long as they're up and they're in a practical position that's helpful, that's good. Alright, so let's do knee strike with this leg. Ready? One. So come through, strike, land, and back. Two. Strike, land, and back. Three. Strike, land, and back. Four. Strike, And mate, well, last one's a bit quick for me. Right, good. Come on. And show relax. Good, right. So, a nice, simple, straight knee strike. Right, everyone got that? Good. Now, let's move on to a front kick. So if I turn sideways, it's going to help you see better. So in my set position, in B position, and step forward into a stance this way. So hands are up, maybe open, maybe closed, but up anyway. So I'm going to come through with that knee lift, very similar to when I did knee strike, but then I'm going to extend my leg forward, so I'm just going to do this. Yep. So I'm come through here, knee up, and then extend forward this way. Once more, knee up this way. Now there are lots of ways that a front kick, this is a front kick by the way, there are lots of ways that a front kick can be effective. It can strike this way and upwards into the groin. But I think it's much more effective if you allow your toes to come back and you strike with the ball of the foot. Once you strike with this part of the foot. Yeah? Now, I appreciate when you first start, that may take some practice. Coordinating your foot to be able to be pushed forward, with your toes pulled back, is not always easy to begin with. But, you know, practice makes perfect. Practice makes certain improvement. There's no doubt about that. And that's what we're after. Right, so it's a nice simple action, hands up. You can come through, knee lift, extend forward, land, and step back. So come through here, kick, land, and back. Okay, ready? I'll face you, so let's all do this together. Set position. Good. Jumbi. Find the left leg in front, or I said I wouldn't say that, didn't I? This leg in front, I said it. Right, here we go. Hands up. Ready? So we're going to front kick with our back leg. 1. Round and back. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Alright, lovely, good. Swap legs. Keep those hands up. Ready? Keep that stance nice. Knees soft. Ready? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Alright, great stuff. Come on. And show relax. Good. Alright, that's marvellous. Well done. Now, I don't want to confuse you, but I want to show you some alternatives. Something that you could practice on your own, you can practice during the week. Not massively alternative, but alternatives nonetheless. So with these kicks, so for instance, if we were here, set position, can be, and then fighting stance. With knee, let's go with the knee, let's go back to our knee. Instead of kneeing and landing forward, which absorbs our momentum. You know, so if you get yourself moving forward rapidly, I know we're not moving particularly rapidly, but if we are moving forward this way with some momentum, then landing forward would just absorb that momentum and let us stand behind. Sorry, land in front and then step behind, right? So we come through here, our momentum is going forward, we land, and then we step back. Right? But But an alternative to that is to knee and land behind. Yeah, so you come away from the thing on knee to create a bit more distance. Right, so you go knee and back. Right, and if you were to put these into a self-defense context, it might be good to go knee and get your hands up to push off. Right, so it's always best to have both alternatives open to you. So if you wanted to kick on knee and land forward, or you thought it would be best to knee and land back, it's great to have both alternatives, isn't it? You know, because more options are better than fewer options. Right, so the same thing applies with front kick. So we've just been practicing like this, kick, down and back. But it's just as feasible to go kick and back, straight back. And again, the same thing. You might want to kick in the leg, and push away and keep away from somebody, or just palm and push them off. Or you may be thinking, well, I'll punch to follow up, but I want to come away from them, I want to kick back. So being able to do this, kicking forward, land in front, and step back, or this, come back, is good. To be able to do both is good. I don't want to confuse you too much early on, so do one or the other to begin with, I would say, and then when you think, oh, actually, do the bit of variation, I'll land behind and on the knee and the front kick. Yeah, good. All right, we're going to leave this next lesson here. Hopefully, you've got some more things to practice. I've given you some more things to think about when you practice, because that's important as well. It's not just that I show you new things, it's that I show you and explain to you more about the things you already know. For instance, I could probably spend hours and hours just on front kick with all the finer details of front kick. In my opinion, I think it's better that you don't bother with all those things to begin with. You just get the feel of the shape of the kick, the way it works with your body. You get the general action, and when you've got those things and you're comfortable with them, then we can add in details and tweaks and make things even better and even more precise. And again, I would encourage you to do that because being precise means you're learning the art in a much more, what's the word, a much more in-depth way, which is lovely. All right, we'll leave it here for today. Thanks very much.